Well, here we are. After waiting for like 3 years, we finally have a teaser trailer for the live-action Winx Club series. Full disclosure, I have been very vocal about my disappointment with the whitewash of the main characters, but I never said I was not going to watch the show. I fully intend to watch this show as a fan, and like I said in my video when the cast was announced, I am fully prepared to stand my queens as I have been doing for over 16 years. So to that end, how does this tease stand on its own merits? Let's find out.
Magic wings.
The teaser starts off with a sirenic sequence. No, for real. The teaser starts off with Bloom seemingly testing her powers, and a voiceover tells us what we have been hearing in the show for over a decade.
Bloom has the potential to be one of the most powerful fairies the world has ever known.
And I'm about to go.
Then we see the other wings displaying their powers in what seems to be a witch circle. We also see Stella but in another scene. And I have some thoughts. 1. They never confirmed that Musa's powers will be based around sound, so I'm not sure if she's still the fairy of music in this. There's one article that refers to her as the fairy of mind. I don't know what that means. 2. Stella's powers seem to be more like starlight rather than sunlight, at least based on the effect. And 3. As I suspected, Aisha's powers will be based around the manipulation of water, and not Morphix. So it seems the Fate powers are based more around the World of Winx powers and not the Winx Club powers, but I might be wrong. We then get glimpses of these creatures that are seemingly roam in the woods. At first I thought this one must have been attacked by Bloom, and now Aisha is putting out the fire. But apparently these things are called the Burned Ones, so maybe fire is just part of their thing. Aisha shows us she's the most badass of them all as usual. And Beatrix is also here. The most boring couple of the franchise. Now this shot interests me. Is it Beatrix? Is it someone else? Is this our equivalent of Stormy? And is that creature we see in the back there? It kinda looks like the burnt ones we saw earlier. This right here is the same energy field Beatrix was eyeing. It seems to me like some sort of portal. Maybe a portal that connects our universe with the magical other world.
They deserve to know what I am.
This line makes me think that Bloom might be connected to the burnt ones, and she's secretly not a fairy. And here we have our full club together, and I must say, this shot really put everything into perspective. A show with a diverse cast, bright colors, campy tones, exquisite fashion is now this. The show doesn't seem bad. The effects seem to be good and the ambience is cool. We haven't gotten a feel for the characters yet, but they seem to be doing a good job. However, I do have to say, it all feels a little dull. I don't mind the mature elements and moody ambience, but does everything have to be so tonally dark? There was no need to suck the life out of the show to make it appeal to an older audience. We don't all love Riverdale and Shadowhunters and Sabrina. We can have a grounded, fantastical show that still has bright colors, excellent fashion, characters who don't look constipated 24/7, and a more whimsical universe. You know, like the original series. It's like nowadays, everyone wants their young adult shows to be edgy and grungy, and well, yes, I did expect them to go that route with this. I don't like how it looks like it's trying so hard to be too cool for school, like Riverdale. Say what you want about Winx Club, but one thing you can never call it is dull. And while, again, this teaser does look good, it doesn't stand out from the likes of other CW-esque shows of the last decade. And the thing is that they always seem to think that they bring something new when in actuality, they are doing the exact same thing that's been getting done over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm sorry, I can't get past these outfits. The OG Winx wouldn't be caught dead in the school librarian clothes. Now about the whitewash. Twitter blew up to the point Winx Club along with Flora and Musa were trending because fools were understandably upset over two of the fairies of color being portrayed by white actors. I want to reiterate, As I've said many times before, do not send hate towards the actors. There is a point to be made about them accepting roles that should not have been for them, but it is not their fault that the team behind them didn't do their part to cast the roles appropriately. Leave the cast alone. So this is Musa. She is played by British actor Elisha Applebaum. As I said in my video about the casting, she's actually my favorite, along with Precious Mustafa who plays the goddess Aisha. I love her look and style and energy. It just sucks that she's playing a character that's meant to be Asian. A lot of people have been saying she is part Asian because her CV used to have Singaporean as one of her nationalities. But the same CV doesn't include Asian in terms of her own appearance. And nowhere did it say that her race was Asian. And in any case, she has since removed this from her CV and now only lists her nationality as British. To all the clowns out there trying to say, oh, she's 1/16 Asian or whatever, she's not. She's a white actor who erroneously got cast as a character that's Asian. You can like her, I myself do, but that will not negate the critique of whitewashing from being valid. Now on to Tara, aka Flora, played by Elliot Salt. Yes, she is Flora. Let's refer to her CV, shall we? When she got cast for the show, she was cast as Flora. At one point or another, the name was changed to Tara, but again, this does not negate the valid criticism. Her character description is the same as Flora, her power set is the same as Flora, her name used to be Flora, mama, this is Flora. Changing her name from Flower to Earth won't fool us. And let's be clear about something, even if this was a completely different character, they still swapped a character of color for a white character. The issue remains the same, so let's not be complacent with BS. Now, every single time I talk about this issue, which by the way has been happening for a while in the animated versions too, I get people tell me how tired they are of hearing me talking about this over and over again. You're tired of us talking about our erasure? Well, imagine how tired we are of living it.
But imagine how tired we are. Imagine how tired we are of it.
Unfortunately, this is the sad reality we live in. And we are not going to just be happy with what we get, when what we get is either no representation or our erasure when we do get representation. In conclusion, this show has started on a sour note from the very beginning, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. Yes, the show might be good, but will it be a good Winx show? In their attempt to crown the show, they completely missed the point. Winx Club is a high fantasy show with sci-fi elements that knows that it's fun and silly. It is not Pretty Little Liars with magic. The most annoying thing is that Winx Club was already grounded in reality. The characters literally make fun of the concept of fairy tales because they know they are fairy tale characters who exist in this version of the real world.
I was reading.
Fairies, myth, or reality. Ugh, don't you ever get tired of these silly things?
You look disappointed. Of course I'm disappointed. This is it? Magic's? Capital of the realm of magic, most enchanted city in the universe?
Well, what did you expect?
I don't know. Dragons, gnomes, wizards, shops full of magic wands.
But that's fairy tale stuff. This is the real world.
If you're basically going to make your own thing to the point of it being unrecognizable from the source material, then just make your own thing. There was no need to call this Winx. This basically could have been an adaptation of Witch, or any other material with young magical leads with control over the elements. This is Winx in name only. In the coming months, I will be dedicating a lot of this channel to the Fate series, and while I will not only talk about the whitewash of the series, be prepared to hear about it quite a bit. If that will frustrate you, if you are tired of it, if you don't care about the whitewash, just stay away. Don't come and act surprised to hear about it and then leave a condescending comment. Unsubscribe, block me, erase me from your searches, because I will drag the show for the problematic practices just as much as I will praise the show for otherwise entertaining me. You have been warned. Thank you for watching, and remember, your magic is beyond the wings.